and welcome to The Perspective.
Hey,
How are you?
y'all.
Good. Where we not only discuss, hot topics, but we let you enter in a piece of the PK world and hear things from
Our perspective.
So, Twinkle, what do we have today?
Okay, so today's episode is really juicy. So it's an episode full of relationships.
Ooh.
So I know after last week's episode, we said that we were going to talk about relationships. And as promised, we're going to discuss that. But we're going to start it off centered with a PK question about relationships. So
Okay.
it has been said on numerous occasions that people are kind of scared or hesitant to approach PKs. Mm-hmm. Is this true? And if so, why?
I think it's true. I've personally experienced it. I've had people they'll get really nervous and they'll you can see that they want to sweat, but they're trying to hold it back and stuff, and they trip over their words when they talk to you, and I'm just I'm a regular person. I think I'm really weird. My voice isn't always that attractive. There's nothing to be nervous about, and so I really just don't understand. Or I've had people be like, I don't know what your daddy's gonna say. Am I gonna have to ask him for permission? Right. And people have even said that even after I turned 18, and I'm like, you have to ask for him. You have to ask for his permission, or all kinds of things. It's just crazy. People will be like, so do we have to pray together at night? Do we have to read the Bible together and have Bible study once a week?
That's too much.
That's too much.
Just calm down.
I can relate to that though, because I have had people say, "Oh, I didn't know what your dad was gonna think," or, "Oh, I didn't know if you was cool." I want a woman that's saved, but I still want her to be cool too.
And I didn't
none. They didn't think they didn't want you to be weird and freaky,
right. And so
but in a bad way,
right?
Okay, whatever.
And I do think my dad is pretty intimidating. I mean, he's dark, cocky. I mean, people might be a little scared to. I mean, cocky and as far as built, you know what I'm saying. So people might be afraid to approach him "Hey, can I date your daughter?" He'd be like, "Nah, dude."
Right.
But
and for the record, don't ever ask my daddy that, because he's not gonna say yes.
Yeah, they're gonna say no.
He's not gonna say yes.
First of all, I don't understand why somebody would say I'm scared to ask your dad. To me, that's a turn off.
It is a turn off.
Don't talk.
It is
to
a turn off. I don't want you scared to ask my dad, but I don't want you to ask him either.
We're not getting married.
Because when to the movies. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say if he says no, but when he says no, then you're gonna be scared. Then you're not gonna want to continue.
I know with me personally, I'm married, but beforehand, even when I just met my significant other, I did not tell him I was a pastor's daughter, because I really didn't want him to know, because I didn't want him to treat me any differently or already have a preconceived notion of who he thought that I was based off of a title.
Right.
So I was just I don't even know when I told him, to be honest.
I think a lot of them, what makes them so nervous, I've heard this a lot too, I feel like I gotta change a lot if I date you, or I feel like I gotta change a lot to even talk to, to even say hi to you.
Well, to an extent, yes.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, but they're I don't have to change for other girls, but you're the pastor's kid, so
I don't want
nobody
not
the
being
pastor's kid.
stuff.
I'm special, so
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So me, if I was a regular girl, you wouldn't feel the need to change for me, but just because I'm a pastor's kid, you feel the need to change for me.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
to me.
exactly.
I know you guys are over there agreeing, but that doesn't make sense to me. You need to be who you are.
Well, I mean that you definitely.
And I want to like you. I don't want to because if you change for me, you're only gonna be that way for so long until you feel like you got
and then
me.
your true colors start to come out.
I agree, but when you approach me, I need you to come correct.
Definitely.
You don't need to approach me maybe like you would approach other people. Maybe they're just regular people. Even if I wasn't a pastor's daughter, I'm still a special type of person. So you're gonna have to come to me a special type of way. Yeah. And the way that you may be accustomed to treating other people, that's not gonna work for me. Whether I was a pastor's kid or not.
Yeah,
that's true.
I just kind of want to know what would be the difference, if I didn't have the title pastor's kid labeled on me, would you still feel that same need? Would you still see me as that special?
It's different with you because you're a minister. And if I probably wouldn't come to you.
If I didn't have any title,
it's intimidating.
Would you still treat me the same way? She's a really I don't know, dope person. I really got to change. Exactly. So a title shouldn't make you feel like I'm going to change because of her title. I'm going to change because of her.
If it's going to benefit me in this way, if it's going to weed out all those bozos, and then I could finally get to Boaz, well then great.
Come on, Boaz.
I didn't think of it that way. That's actually pretty interesting. But I don't want anybody changing
change for yourself. And then, come.
For me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, so moving on into that, have you guys ever dated anyone in the church?
I've never dated anyone in the church, but I'm not opposed to dating anyone in the church. Simply because... Right. Simply because you just never know who you can find. I'm not saying that's just my first option to find some man that's in the church, especially because my daddy's a pastor.
I'm opposed.
It's too much. Well, but if there's a respectable guy who got something going on for himself, I'd rather not turn him down, because nowadays it's not that many men out here that are up to the standard that I set for myself.
I'm just saying I would turn them down. I just rather not.
I'd rather not
too. It could be.
I'd rather not too, but that could be your Boaz. I don't know.
I really feel sorry for
I don't want Boaz.
Like if there's.
I don't want Boaz. That was for somebody else. My husband ain't Boaz.
You want Adam?
No.
Jacob.
No.
Abraham.
I want whoever God has for me, but his name ain't Boaz.
I
know, but Boaz, that was a million bajillion years ago.
But somebody like him with his characteristics, somebody in search of Ruth.
Jesus never got married.
Somebody who's willing to.
She don't want no Boaz because that ain't Ruth over there.
Ooh, what's that?
That's why.
I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna let that one slide. But I don't have a desire to date in the church, just because I don't want, like, if something goes wrong, then I don't want to feel like, dang, I gotta come in here and look at you every Sunday.
Sure.
And then I don't want, if my church is the place where you feel like that's where you're supposed to be,
that's so
I don't
true.
want them to feel like, oh, they can't come anymore because I'm now with somebody else.
Sure, I totally agree with you, but I'm not.
And it makes it even harder since I am the pastor's daughter.
Right. I completely agree. Like, that's not my first option. Right. But I'm not going to shut down the idea of it, because it may be that one guy for you.
If I will say this, if I do, it will have to be on us.
Absolutely.
No.
Yeah,
you better not tell nobody. Don't look at me at church.
I'm telling you from experience. It's not gonna stay on the. It doesn't work like that.
Listen,
I've been
yes,
there,
it does.
I'm telling you.
When we are at church,
if they know anybody else at church, even their family, their mother, their whoever, if they develop a relationship with somebody at church,
but it don't have
they're
to
going
be
to find out.
It don't have
even if it's not broadcasted, at some point it's going to.
I'll tell you what. Tell somebody and see if we still talking.
Yeah, no, I'm for real. That's how I am
like,
too.
Even giving them a chance, like, you're opening up that door. I've been there, done that, got the T-shirt. That was in the past, and we're not talking about it. And threw it away.
You have to go with him.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, I've been there, done that. I wouldn't do it again. Yeah. Well, I can't. I mean, I'm married. I mean, he go to my church now. So.
Yeah, but that's different. If that was the case, I just wouldn't want to act any differently until I knew for sure where it was going.
Quite honestly, I feel bad for guys now that try, or like they kind of give like the eye, like I'm about to try, because there's a whole.
What they look like, Lexi, with
like ooh, like I'm hungry for you.
Oh, no, I'm not a piece of meat.
They thirst for you.
Yeah, or like
they thirst for
like
you.
Mothers that bring. No, I'm saying. Oh my God, mothers that bring their sons up to you.
Oh yeah,
and their son is like,
listen,
"How you doing?"
I do have a story about that. There was a lady in the church, and she was so adamant about me talking to her son. Huh?
Her grandson. Was it her son?
Oh no, not. Oh, I forgot about that one. He was a weed head. So that was a no. I'm talking about since my daddy has been pastoring.
Oh.
You're talking about at our previous church, but since my daddy has been pastoring, there was a lady who would always be. Which every Sunday she said to me, "My son, you and my son," and then one time she even brought him to me, and it was so awkward. And I had absolutely this much desire.
Yeah, it's real awkward
to pursue that.
Yeah,
and I think he was a little.
Okay,
it's even more awkward when they're not that cute.
Okay, so even beyond PKs, would y'all suggest that people in general date in the church.
No, absolutely not. If you like your church, no.
I don't think
if you like your church, don't do it because you're gonna feel uncomfortable to go. Because I know you're focusing. I know everyone's gonna say, "Well, you're not supposed to focus on that. You're supposed to focus on God." Okay, but your flesh is gonna be focusing on that person. So no, don't do it. And then if you get into
what if God planted them there, and their significant other, the person that God has told them to be with, is at their church, but they're so stuck on, I'm not dating nobody in the church.
We have a situation kind of like that at our church where this couple that came together and they ended up splitting up, and the woman, she actually found her new husband at the church. And her ex still goes there.
And I mean,
I just think people just need to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Listen, you just need
you
to
definitely
be open-minded.
have to be,
especially if you single,
mature
and
about it.
you're not that cute, or you ain't got that many options.
Unless
if
God
you're
tells
like dating,
you
like seriously dating, like if you just dating and you just fishing around in the pond and you throwing it out there, I got me a few little something. Now I'm gonna drop you and I'm gonna go to the next person.
You can't fish at church.
Exactly. If you're fishing,
it's too messy.
That's
now you're just looking for
fisherman.
hookups at church. Like I don't think that's good. But if you
first
really
of all,
like,
you're just looking for hookups at church, you going to hell.
Okay, but let's be truthful and honest. There's a lot of people that do that.
Condemn somebody to hell.
But I'm just saying, a lot of people say,
I shouldn't have said that.
A lot of people say the good girls are at church, so we're gonna come looking for the good girls.
And
men are predators. So they're like preying on some of these women, and they get them. Oh, that was nice, Ashley. She was great. Let me try Lexi. Let me try Lisa.
At least I was great.
I'm just saying, this is how some people.
But
this
that
is how
doesn't.
some
That
men
kind of
think,
stuff don't
Women
happen
too.
to me.
Women.
No, I have
because
experienced
you have to know who you are and know how to protect yourself from stuff like that.
I've experienced where, like, I didn't even know that someone inboxed me, and then I heard that they were inboxing other people, like other females at church, and they know that I know, sir. And a lot of them, their approach with me being that I'm a minister is like, you did so well in your message today.
Praise
and,
God,
you know, you really touched me and you really impacted me. And I'd be like, oh, praise God. Thank you. He gets all the glory. And they're like, so, you know, if you ever want to go out, let me know. Like, no, that's not how it works, okay?
What, you want him to slide in your DM?
No, that's the problem. That's what they do. They won't say it at church, but they'll, like, message you, and they'll, like, throw it in.
Or they'll
that
tell
way.
a friend to tell you.
Yeah,
that's
no.
weak.
And I'll say, tell your
Really?
friend I said no.
Right.
Anywho.
Right.
Okay, so beyond the dating spectrum. No, we can stick in the dating spectrum. So the topic of submission comes up quite often. Mm-hmm. And I know that our mothers, being the first ladies, I'm sure they've spoken on this at some point or another. I know my mom has. So how do you guys feel about, we were asked the question, if you are single, should you submit to your significant other in some form or fashion
No.
so that you can show that you are capable of being submissive as a wife?
I would say to a certain extent, yes.
Nope.
No. I would say I'm going to
no.
take your opinion into consideration, but I'm not going to be like, well, he told me that, so I'm going to do it. No.
I think to a certain extent you can show that you can be.
Me taking it into consideration.
But if you're
showing
single, you are to submit to God.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
And that's
but
why
I
I
don't
take
think it's
into
anything wrong. Obviously, you're not my husband, so you don't have
You don't
the
get
final
them
say.
privileges.
But I do think that at times if you're pursuing this, if you know that you want to take your relationship to the next level of marriage,
Right.
they definitely need to see that some form of submission.
I can show you that I have wife-like qualities.
Yeah.
I can show you that I can cook and clean. I can be respectful. I'm capable
Submission
of
is
listening.
a wife-like quality.
Exactly.
That's
I can
a
show
benefit,
you all
though.
the others. You're never going to get 100% of me until
Right, no,
you
I
commit
agree.
to me.
Right.
So,
Right.
like,
I think
if you're my husband, then yeah.
But that's why I
a
said they
boyfriend-
should see some form of submission.
When you saying you gotta bow
You're
to
not
the man?
saying you gotta bow to the man
No.
and that everything he says is gold and that he has the final say. But I think men need to know that
Like, give me
that
an
you can
example.
listen to them.
So
Give you an
that
example.
can- yeah.
Okay, I'll give you an example. For instance, I'll put myself in my personal, because this is just in the top of my head. But anyway, my ex was trying to encourage me not to lease my car, but to buy my car.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't want to buy, or at the time, I didn't want to buy it because I wanted something with a cheaper car payment and something with a warranty. Mm-hmm. And so instead of buying my car, I went ahead and leased it, and it was like a whole big thing about it, and I didn't realize until after, like, okay, I understand why he said that. Maybe I should have, listened to him when it comes to that.
Because y'all had a long standing relationship.
Our relationship could have possibly, ended in marriage. And maybe he needed to see that I could have, listened to him. And then if he was wrong, then it would have been on him.
But you would have been paying for it.
Your name and in your credit, not his.
But okay, but here's the thing about him, and I don't want to give him all this airtime. He's not that type. He would have helped if he suggested something. He would have helped.
I think any good man should.
It still would have been your name.
But the thing is, I could have went with something cheaper. I still could have bought something cheaper. I'm not gonna put myself in a situation where if he walks out, I can't take care of it myself. You know what I mean? So and that when it comes to that, I still would have been.
What would have been wrong with saying, I'm really going to sit down and talk to you about this. I'm taking it into consideration. However, even after you saying all of that, this is what I want to do because this is my money. This is my name. This is my credit. Well, if I go down in the dumps with this is on me.
Clearly, that's what I did.
But you're saying that you could have done it differently and showed him that you could be submissive.
I could have, because now I'm in the place. I'm ticked off that I leased. I'm mad because I can't stay under my miles.
I'm saying
I'm over on my miles.
But I'm saying I think that you were still right in doing what you felt was best.
Right?
It'd be different, maybe if y'all are engaged and y'all are in y'all are on track and joining everything together, because what you do is going to affect him. That's different. But when it's just you...
Maybe that wasn't the best example. If I think of another one, I'll throw it out there. But I do know that there has been times that I didn't necessarily want to do it, but I did it because it was like, okay, you obviously know more than me about it, or I'm just going to do it, and then if it gets jacked up, I'm going to be looking at you like, what? Now what?
But not every man
I felt
gets that either.
Right, but I felt like, all right, maybe he needs to see that I can listen to him, or that I can take his advice, or,
Sure. Like
I
want to make clear that
I'm still going to do what I want to do because I'm single.
Right.
Technically, I'm not married. But I didn't feel like it was anything wrong with going with it his way.
Right. But I want to make clear that is a long-standing relationship. It's not like, we've been talking for 3 months and, I think you the one. No. Some time has spent put into it, into the relationship. So
I'm going to respect your opinion more, but I'm still not going to do it because you said so.
And now, if this man is just giving you sound advice, it's just sound advice. Don't mean you have to be submitting to him. But I
feel like I've showed you a million other ways that I have wife-like qualities, and that one thing I might have kicked myself
maybe it's to your standards. Maybe it's to your standards. You I've showed him enough, but he this girl ain't showed me nothing.
Oh, well, that's your problem. You should go find.
But it's all in how they perceive things. So if they saying, "Oh, Twinkle, I need you to do this because this makes me think that you can be submissive," then maybe you have to show him something on this end of the spectrum, instead of saying, "Oh, I'm showing you that I could be submissive because I went ahead and went to the restaurant you wanted to eat at."
Why don't you show me that you can be a respectful husband and you can respect my opinion as well?
Absolutely, that plays along to it. Definitely. I agree. I totally agree. That plays along to it.
I feel like submission is on the same level as submission is a wife benefit. So, just I feel like submission and sex, those are both wife benefits.
That's
so
true.
You're not about to get those benefits if you don't get the job.
You're really good at sex before.
Exactly. That's the same thing because the Bible says wives. The Bible says wives submit to your husbands, not girlfriends.
We're talking about that.
We're not there.
I'm just saying. The
Bible
says
a good point.
She did make a good
wife
point.
benefits, sex, submission.
But we're not.
So if we're talking about if they're on the same level, you're gonna show him those I gotta show him that I can do sex a little bit. I can show him that I'm kind of good at it.
I'm just saying.
Just so he knows, because that's a big one as a wife. I'm just saying.
No, that really is. Actually,
I ain't saying I'm gonna show
part of the top.
I'm not saying I'm gonna show him, but he gonna know. I'm not saying I'm gonna show him. I'm just saying he gonna know.
Like by the way you
and moving on.
Okay, so I think we're gonna end the episode with that for sure.
She tried me, y'all.
She really did.
We're gonna end that right there.
But wait, before y'all end.
Oh yeah.
Because y'all was coming for me last episode about my shirt.
Oh. Okay.
So my good friend,
you covered
your one
up.
that was showing all your
my doorknobs, yes.
Yeah.
So
fun size.
My fun size, yes. So my friend sent me a shirt and it says, "Wake up, pray, slay."
You want to stand up?
Oh, yep.
See?
Wake up, pray, slay. And it is from Identities Tees. You can, if you would like this shirt, you can go to Identity Tees on Instagram. I'm going to spell this for you, and I'm going to pull up my phone because I want to make sure I get the spelling correct. So it is EYEDENTITEEST. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Spell that one more time.
One more time.
I got lost in the sauce.
So it's Identity Tees on Instagram. If you would like this shirt, he has a whole slew of shirts, t-shirt line.
Follow him while you at it.
Follow him on Instagram. It's Langston Jones. The spelling is EYEDENTITEEST.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Well, that's it for today's episode. Please come back and see us next week. Please like all of our social medias. You can like us on Facebook or follow us on Facebook at The Perspective Show. Follow us on Instagram at The Perspective Show PK, and email us at theperspectiveshowpk@gmail.com. Also, our website at www.theperspectiveshowpk.com. Until next time, we love y'all. Don't stop my life. I'm saved.